understand. But Frank James on his videos, and keep in mind, unclear if he is a suspected gunman, he was talking about the homeless problem on the subway. He said, you know, there was no place to sit because the cars were full of homeless people. So that was one of the things that motivated him. Is he the gunman? Is that what motivated him?
Did you catch that? If you listen to that clip carefully, you'll hear Fox and Friends host Ainsley Earhart chiming in agreement with deranged New York City subway shooter and his manifesto against homeless people he posted on YouTube. Apparently, the man suspected of opening fire on a New York City subway, which wounded 16 people, posted a video on YouTube criticizing homeless people for taking up too many seats on the subway. Even if you do hate homeless people, as a general rule, you probably shouldn't use a missive posted by a deranged gunman in the immediate aftermath of his mass shooting to levy an attack against people experiencing homelessness. That's very weird. The entire segment was bizarre, but this is par for the course for Fox News, the ultimate guardians of the capitalist class. Fox hosts wouldn't piss on a working person if they were on fire. They have total disdain for the working class.
Yeah, Mayor de Blasio thought it was a good idea to leave the homeless on the trains and let them become apartment buildings. So the big thing is about the homeless. You don't look at them and say that family of four couldn't make rent. You look at them and say, this guy is nuts.
And let's talk about homelessness as a problem for a second. To be clear, it's a societal problem. The problem is not the person experiencing homelessness. The issue is we live in a society that doesn't see the issue of homelessness as one worth solving. It is a classist system that ultimately caters to the wealthy to the detriment of the working poor. And for perspective, there are around 100,000 kids in New York alone who are experiencing unstable or transient housing, who live in shelters or are completely homeless. That is abysmal and totally morally bankrupt.
And that's what I see. I'm on the subway 4 days a week, and I can't tell you how many guys you look at him and you go, that is an aggressive person that you do not want to turn your back on.
The problems are economic. Wages are stagnant, inflation is rising, and now rent prices hit a new high in February of this year. Since last year, rent prices have risen over 17% in 50 of the largest metropolitan areas. What do Fox hosts, or anyone who has animosity toward the homeless, expect someone experiencing homelessness to do in that situation? How are they going to survive? It is profoundly cruel. And Fox is a major player in pushing the anti-homeless myth. In February of this year, Greg Gutfeld attacked a proposal to build affordable housing because he said homeless people prefer to be homeless, and lied and said they spend all of their money on drugs and alcohol anyway. That is untrue. Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity have used their primetime shows to attack the homeless for years, and one of the ways they've done this is incorporate it with some of their other bigoted remarks and blamed immigrants for causing homelessness.
You write it every day, and if you see a homeless person, usually they're lying down asleep on one of the benches.
Or they got that look in their eye like they're better attacked.
Or they're yelling and screaming and ranting, and people are trying not to look at them because you're just scared that you're going to make eye contact and they're going to come after you.
But one of the biggest crusaders against the homeless on Fox is multi-millionaire corporate heir Tucker Carlson. In 2019, Tucker and his crew flew around the country to different major cities to record footage of people who are experiencing homelessness simply existing. He then used that footage to turn it into an investigation series on his show that he claimed was proof that civilization was collapsing. I mean, it might be, but the problem isn't homelessness. That's a symptom. The problem is late-stage capitalism. But he can't say that on air. In one of those segments, he complained that people experiencing homelessness were blocking the sidewalks and filling parks in what was once America's most beautiful cities. Where does he expect them to go? Where do people cheering on homeless encampment sweeps by the police expect them to go? They take an out-of-sight, out-of-mind approach. These people aren't just going to disappear, and affordable housing isn't going to materialize out of thin air. And as we know, even if someone proposes affordable housing, Fox will attack that too. So even when people try to help, Fox attacks them. For instance, earlier this year, Tucker did a segment attacking groups that help alleviate the suffering people without homes experience. These groups were just trying to help make their lives a little more manageable. He called the people they were taking care of drug addicts. He told them to pull up their pants. He told them to get a job or get out. That is cartoonishly evil language from a multi-millionaire corporate heir. It's almost a little too on the nose. Fox hosts never offer any solutions on this issue. They only want to demonize people in our community who are the most vulnerable and desperately need help. And they do it from the comfort of their multi-billion-dollar propaganda enterprise.